What if there's a secret tipping point in your financial journey, a milestone that flips the switch from slow and steady growth to explosive wealth accumulation? In personal finance, net worth is often the ultimate measure of success, and reaching $100,000 is where the magic truly begins. This pivotal moment marks a turning point, where financial growth accelerates dramatically, driven by the incredible power of compound interest and smart wealth-building strategies. In this video, we'll uncover the fascinating reasons why hitting that $100,000 mark changes everything. From the math behind compounding gains to the strategies that ensure your financial future stays on the fast track, we'll decode the secrets that can transform your journey. Let's break it all down and show you how to turn your finances into a game-changing success story. The magic of $100,000. Once you hit the $100,000 milestone, something incredible starts to happen with your net worth. It doesn't just grow, it can explode. This isn't just a random phenomenon. There are powerful forces at work that make your money grow faster and smarter. Reaching $100,000 is the point where the snowball effect of wealth really takes shape. Your earnings, whether from investments, interest, or dividends, begin to build upon each other in ways that weren't possible when you started with a smaller amount. Compounding growth, the ultimate wealth builder. Compounding growth is the backbone of accelerated wealth creation. Think of compounding as the ultimate money-making machine. With $100,000, your earnings take on a life of their own. For instance, a 10% return on your $100,000 investment means $10,000 in gains. But here's where the real magic happens. That $10,000 in gains begins generating returns too, creating a self-sustaining cycle of wealth growth. This process is what makes compound interest so powerful. It's not just your initial investment growing, it's the growth on the growth that continues to expand your wealth exponentially. It's like your money starts working overtime, without asking for a raise. And it's not just about the math. As your money grows, you start to see more opportunities open up. You'll have more capital to diversify into different assets like stocks, real estate, or even start building a business. These avenues create even greater potential for returns, which will, in turn, help your money grow even faster. Investing smartly. The next step. With $100,000, you're no longer just a passive investor. You can now begin to invest more strategically. This means taking advantage of opportunities like tax-advantaged accounts such as IRAs or 401(k)s, using dollar-cost averaging to mitigate risk, and exploring more aggressive growth options such as real estate or growth stocks. Having a solid foundation means you can be more deliberate in choosing where to allocate your funds, and as your wealth grows, so do the opportunities to create more wealth. Taking calculated risks. Another major shift happens when you reach $100,000, the confidence to take calculated risks. Before this milestone, you may have been hesitant to make big moves, but once you have this amount of capital working for you, you're in a better position to take on higher reward investments. These might include diversifying into higher risk stocks, investing in a business, or exploring international markets, all while keeping an eye on your financial goals. The road to financial independence. Reaching $100,000 in net worth. Exponential growth. The thrill of accelerating wealth. Exponential growth is where the excitement begins in your financial journey. Unlike linear growth, where you see steady increases, exponential growth speeds up over time. Imagine you're earning a 10% return on your investments each year. At first, it may seem like a steady $10,000 gain each year, but this isn't the full picture. The real magic happens because growth becomes a multiplying effect. The $10,000 you earned last year doesn't just sit there, it earns its own return, and that return earns even more. This compounding cycle rapidly turns your portfolio into a wealth-building powerhouse. Reinvestment power, making every dollar work harder. One of the key elements driving exponential growth is reinvestment. When you reinvest your dividends, interest, and gains back into your investments, you're supercharging your financial engine. Instead of cashing out your earnings, you allow them to stay in play, expanding your capital at an accelerating rate. This is crucial for exponential growth, as every dollar reinvested works even harder to generate more returns. Think of reinvestment as a snowball rolling downhill, gaining speed and size with each rotation. The more you reinvest, the faster your wealth accumulates. Reinvestment doesn't just mean holding on to your returns passively, it means putting them back to work, turning short-term wins into long-term financial success. Whether it's reinvesting dividends from stocks or using interest from bonds to acquire new assets, you create a continuous cycle that accelerates your growth over time. What's amazing about reinvestment is that you're not just relying on your initial capital to generate returns. Your earnings themselves are working for you. This means that your money starts to multiply in ways that you couldn't achieve through traditional saving methods. With each reinvestment, you're increasing the potential for even more growth, leading to an ever-expanding wealth-building engine. Sharpened skills and confidence. Reaching the $100,000 mark in your financial journey is not just about accumulating a large sum of money. It's about what happens when you hit that milestone. Your skills, knowledge, and confidence are elevated to a whole new level. By the time you've reached six figures, you've likely spent significant time learning about investing, market trends, and effective strategies. This experience sharpens your decision-making, helping you become more confident and calculated in your approach. With your enhanced confidence and refined strategies, you are better positioned to take full advantage of the opportunities in the market. Rather than second-guessing your decisions, you can now make bold moves that propel your wealth-building journey to the next level. Why $100,000 is a launchpad for explosive growth. The $100,000 milestone is a launchpad for even greater growth. Once you've reached this level, you can leverage compound interest, reinvestment, and your sharpened skills to maximize returns. The power of exponential growth takes full effect, turning your wealth-building process into an accelerating cycle that builds your portfolio faster and faster. The math behind exponential growth. The formula for compound interest is A equals P, 1 plus R/N caret NT, where A is the total amount after compounding, P is your initial investment, R is the annual interest rate, N is how often interest compounds, T is the investment period in years. As your principal, P, grows, the total amount, A, accelerates, thanks to compounding. This formula works its magic, leveraging time and returns to grow your wealth exponentially. Stay tuned for more insights. If you're excited about the power of exponential growth and compounding, the $100,000 milestone, why it matters. Reaching a net worth of $100,000 isn't just a financial checkpoint, it's a gateway to accelerated wealth. This number holds both symbolic and practical significance because it marks the transition into a phase where wealth generation takes on a life of its own. For many, hitting this milestone is a dream come true, signaling financial stability and the start of long-term growth. However, the magic really happens when you cross that $100,000 threshold, as your wealth-building potential begins to multiply at a much faster rate. The power of compound interest explained. At the core of this financial transformation is the powerful principle of compound interest, which isn't just a financial concept but rather a wealth-building phenomenon. Albert Einstein famously called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. It takes the earnings from your investments and uses them to generate even more returns, creating a snowball effect that leads to exponential growth over time. Unlike simple interest, which is calculated only on your initial capital, compound interest reinvests your earnings, turning them into a growth engine for your portfolio. This self-reinforcing mechanism accelerates wealth accumulation as your principal grows, with returns compounding year after year. It's a strategy embraced by financial legends like Warren Buffett, who credits much of his fortune to compound interest. Once you hit $100,000, your wealth-building efforts become far more effective, as the principle of compounding begins to work its magic. Breaking down the math, how compound interest works. Let's decode the numbers to see why compound interest works so well, especially after reaching the $100,000 milestone. Suppose you've invested $100,000 with an annual return of 7%. In the first year, your investment grows by $7,000, raising your total to $107,000. In the second year, you earn 7% on the new total of $107,000, not just the initial $100,000. This means your gains from the previous year have now become part of your principal, leading to even greater returns. Over time, this compounding cycle continues, with the returns adding up faster and faster. What starts as a relatively modest gain in the first year snowballs into a significant increase in wealth over several years. This is the essence of compound interest. The more time your money has to grow, the faster it accelerates. The $100,000 milestone is critical because it marks the point at which your wealth begins to surge at a much quicker rate, due to the exponential growth effect. The snowball effect of compounding. As time passes, these gains begin to stack in ways that might seem unbelievable. The snowball effect takes hold. With each passing year, your principal grows, and so do your returns. The longer you stay invested, the larger your gains become, and the faster your wealth grows. This is why reaching $100,000 isn't just an achievement, it's a launchpad for rapid financial growth. The compounding cycle goes into full effect, turning your financial portfolio into a self-sustaining wealth-building powerhouse. If you found this video helpful and you're excited to learn more about how to supercharge your wealth-building journey, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos.